Hello everyone, we are here with Cloud. He went undefeated at our local Nexus night tonight, playing Kennen. So I'll go ahead and pass the mic to him, and he can go through the deck and give you guys your thoughts.
Hey guys, my name is Cloud, aka Jolts, and I love Riftbound. I don't really play this deck. I just picked it up last week, so I'd like some tips on how to play it, but this is where I got with the deck. And so I want to say that most of this is pretty standard. So starting off with our low drops, so we have Seal, Stack Deck, and Lightning Rush. That's pretty standard. 3 Traveling Merchants and 3 Treasure Hunters. Those are pretty standard turn ones going first. And then we have a Gust Monk here. That is a little non-standard. I chose this card just because I feel like this card is pretty good in a purple meta. It's really good against Fizz. It's really good against the Mirror. It's really good against the Kennen flow, or any flow target that, like Akali has flow targets, even Aurelia with the 1-cost spells. This is really good to get rid of that. And then with that, I feel like 3 Ride the Winds is pretty standard in a Miracle deck. So is 2 Last Rites. People have been going 1 or 2. I've seen 3 even, but I think 2 is a good number here. 2 Starcross, pretty standard again. So Nocturnes and Rhasas, that's the core of this deck. That's how you get might onto the board really fast. That's why these seals are really high value, is because you can generate so much might with just a purple energy. Playing a Nocturne from stack decks or Lightning Rushes, as well as Rhasas, as well as your, as long as your trash is filled up. And the thing I like about this is I have 10 1-ofs, and I think Kennen decks do have a lot of 1-ofs, but I'm not sure if it's this much. I know that a lot of the other Kennen decks will run more up from the deep, or maybe they'll run more Fizz. I've seen other decks run like 2 Gust or 2 Switcheroo, but I really like the toolbox variant of this build, and I decided to kind of cover all my bases, but at the same time it might not be tailored for one specific deck. So the Gust is for the Master Yi and Diana matchup, which I really like. Hard bargains.
Rek'Sai too, right?
Yeah, Rek'Sai too, that's right. Rek'Sai, Master Yi, Diana, and Hard Bargain is just good for those Spellslingers decks. I really like Hidden Blade. You could argue a second Switcheroo, but depending on how you want to run it, Switcheroo is good into Master Yi, and it's good to create those holds. Hidden Blade is also good to do that. Rather than switching the might, I'd rather delete a 10 might, 12 might unit. That's pretty nice. I feel like it's pretty nice. Salvage, just because I'm a little scared against Aurora, and I just like to have an out against Aurora. This deck does go pretty fast, but if you don't find the Ride the Winds early with the Treasure Hunters, you can run out of steam. So I like having an out to Aurora, or even like baited hook decks, any high gear. Then Ezreal. Ezreal's really fun because sometimes you do get stranded. There's been times where I have 0 cards in hand, and I'll slam this down and take advantage of the seal too, and draw a couple cards. I just say that this is like upgraded Merchant, and small thing, but synergizes with the Hard Bargain. 1 Fizz, because I feel like it does get clunky. I like the Fizz because the 1 Fizz because we already have flow with Kennen, so we don't need to abuse Fizz as much. And if we do, we have these star crosses for it.
One's enough for Fizz?
I feel like 1's enough. I've ran, and sometimes you want to, because I have 2 in the sideboard when I really, really, really want to play for my trash, and I think that Kennen and Fizz are going to be high value targets for my opponents, so I'll side in a second one. But for the main board, I like 1 because it just gets clunky, because these guys are doing the same job essentially.
I feel like you decided it against like decks that can play Falling Star, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then I need more things that can play from the trash. Exactly. So up from the deep, I only play 1. That can kind of be a little rough into like Cold Weak decks, or any kind of aggro decks. But I feel like I'm pretty good in the most part. If I'm desperate, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes depending on my mulligan and depending on if I have a couple stack decks or lightning rushes in hand, I'll treat my Nocturnes as a turn 1. If I don't hit the Up from the Deep or one of my 7 2-drops there. Then here we go for the bread and butter, the Harrowing and Baron. I don't play this too often. I'd say I play this about like 15% of my games, but when it hits hard because you have a lot of bodies just generated on the field, and you really take advantage of kind of like that miracle build. So we can get on the sideboard here. I run one decree here. I'll push this back here. One decree. This didn't really come up today. Decree of Discord. I was maybe wanting to run this into like LeBlancs that are coming out, or Rek'Sai is okay against Rek'Sai, but hitting Karthus in the back seems pretty good with a Decree of Discord, because LeBlancs have been on my radar, so I like one of those. Decree of Unity, I run 2 of those. Really good in the mirror. Any purple decks like Kha'Zix especially too, it's really good to delete the Kha'Zix legend there. Extra salvage for any of those geared decks. 1 extra switcheroo if I feel like switcheroo might be better. I might swap this out, or I might keep it into just for like the Master Yi matchup. 1 rebuke. I really like this against the green decks because I hate getting my star crosses defied. 1 more Up from the Deep if I feel like I need more early presence for aggro decks. And I probably shouldn't be on 2 of these, but I am. I just really hate Aurora. This is just one time this guy played a, Promising Future. He showed Aurora, I showed this, and he wasn't able to do anything. And the extra Fizz, just like I said, for those decks that can really deal with the Fizz and Kennen, so I have more outs for that.
What's your battlefield order?
Yeah, so my battlefield going first, I always like going Zaun first. No matter what, it's just really good to filter out your hand. And then Minefield, just really good again. Most of the time I'll do this second regardless if I win or lose, unless I'm playing against like Master Yi. I might play this second just because I want to secure that game too. This kind of negates the Master Yi +2 from the legend, but most of the time it's Minefield, and then I'll play this last. 9-3 on the runes. I only need 3 yellows. These are my only yellow cards. Yeah, actually these 3 plus I never really play Hidden Blade from hand, but these 4, maybe a Hidden Blade from hand if I need to. And yeah, we got purple Kennen, so that's it. Yeah.
Any shout outs or any other comments about the deck?
I want to shout out One Sexy Beast, because I think he's a better player than me. But I did talk to him about this deck a little bit, and he did give me some ideas. It's not card for card. I definitely get influence from him, yeah. But he's a great player, and he does like this style of deck, and I'm not too used to this style, but I'm trying to, like I said last week, trying to learn this a lot, and it seems to be giving me results, so I like it. Shout out to 160 Beast and Cameron, who just is a really good player. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He just won a box.
Yeah, he just won a box, so he's a OP player. So that's all. All my testing partners, and you for creating the content too. Yeah. That's all.
Thank you, Joel. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Thank you.